Honestly, I have to admit, I'm absolutely sick and tired of this absolute bullshit. I'm sick and tired of this. Like, look at this game. Counter peak top, full armor. Like, full armor. Our team has Rise and he's building full armor. Right? Counter peak top, building for full armor. Like, in this game, I got tilted because I critted this guy 3 times and he still beat me 1-on-1. Right? Tanks are just obnoxious in this game. They're just obnoxious, right? So I wanted to think what is going to happen if I just permanently push, just like, you know what I'm saying? I was even dying to take turrets, right? And we won the game because like they just could not deal with this obnoxious uh, split pushing constantly. Because I mean I was just perma shoving. I was like ulting to take turrets, and they had to send 3 people just to kill me because I was just so obnoxious, right? The problem I think with tanks, it's like the problem is it's not fun to play. Do you know what I'm saying? The game becomes I become permanently split pushing machine, and this guy just sits in his base. That's kind of what game turns into, right? And like I just push, I die because like I take turrets. Eventually I win the game because tanks like this what's his name? Orn, they just cannot kill super minions very well because they don't have the damage. Right? They cannot take objectives, so what happens? Like game becomes like a stalemate where it will take like 30 minutes for you just to keep pushing into their base. But I have to say it's not interesting at all. Like it's and you have to understand this happens every single game. This happens. Counter pick top, full tank build. Look. These games I was trolling, so don't pay attention to those. Because my original goal was I'm gonna get to bronze 1 and for fun, and then I play 1-on-1, so everybody thinks I'm bronze player. But like somebody like Diamond logs in to play 1-on-1 against me, he thinks, oh, I'm bronze, and then I beat him, and he goes crazy. Anyway, but look again, this game again. This guy trolled. He picked Udyr top, but again, look at his build: tank, tank, tank. You know what I'm saying? Tank. Like my counter pick to this is just to take. I'm experimenting right now because what those streamers they show me, like those players like Rangers and Fogged. You have to understand, dude. They have perfect mechanics. Like they have perfect decision making. They've been playing the game for like 12 years now, right? And I watched him play against a tank Garen, and the decision making and the amount of perfect decisions, perfect trades he took was so beyond my skill. I thought to myself, dude, there's no way I can do something like this, right? Unless I practice for like 6 years straight, quit my job, there is no way on the face of this galaxy that like I'll be able to replicate his results, right? Because like I'm on a budget in terms of time. So I said, what items can I build to counter this shit? Right? And again, look at his rune. Again, tank, right? Full tank, right? And the problem with this guy, he wave clears pretty well, right? I mean, there are tanks in this game that wave clear really well. So it's kind of stupid, right? This tactic of just perma shoving will not work against this guy because he can just like wave clear as well as me. Do you know what I mean? So I'm gonna go back to playing 1-on-1 because this armor stacking garbage, I'm getting sick and tired of it. And this thing you say, oh, it does true damage, dude. It's still gonna take you forever. I'll show you, right? I'll show you. There was a game. You see, like when I play tank, I win. Like it's very easy to win as a tank. You just build armor, and Nasus is like God, right? He's like God. Where's the game where? Yeah, this game we lost. This guy went 0-3. This guy went 0-3. I like three. I killed him 3 times, right? He built this. Oh no, he built this, and then Bramble Nest, and he was able to 1v1 me. If he lands his knockup, right? If he lands his knockup one time, I'm talking about one time, he has 50% HP. He landed this thing one time, right? And he was able to 100 to 0 me. Can you imagine how busted this shit is, right? And he can wave clear really well because he can do his knockup and then scream, and the minion wave is gone. Do you know what I'm saying? So how do you deal with this unless you, let's say, like, player equal of equal skill, everybody both players are platinum 4, right? Tank is just gonna destroy the player. Like, he's just gonna straight off win the game. Let's play one on one. Like, he'll just win the game. Not because he's, you can probably even take gold 3 against platinum 4 and tank is going to win. Why? Because it requires no skill to play a tank, right? Well, I mean, what was this guy doing, right? He was dying, he was overextending, but it didn't matter, right? It didn't matter because all he has to do is wait enough time to buy these items, and our ADCs became useless. In fact, he was able to 1v1 this guy as well, even though he is AP, right? Because he just does so much damage. His base damage is too crazy. It's the same, like it's the same shit every single game. This guy was trolling. There was a game against Volibear. Against Volibear, which, no, I think I lost it against Volibear. Where's the game? Oh, let me look at my match history. Oh, op.gg. Let's look. I can see why a lot of Trinity players, they just left. They no longer play, or some of them swapped to playing mid lane. Because this tank is like, honestly, I think it's ruining the game right now. Where is the game against Volibear? Oh, I won't be able to watch replay of it. Yeah, this game here. Look at Volley's build. I mean, look at those items. No, that's not this game. I was top against Volibear. Yeah, this game, I think, right? I mean, look at this. Do you know what I'm saying? And he does almost the same damage as I do. And you have to understand, I'm building anti-tank items. Like, the problem becomes is you simply do not have enough AD. Like, realistically speaking, to be fair, you have to like be able to kill a tank within 8 hits, right? But it takes like about 20 to 25 hits to kill a tank, even with anti-tank items, because you simply do not possess enough attack damage. You do, like, let's say he has 5,000 HP when he ults. Volibear has like 4,500, 5,000 HP, right? You do about 300 damage. So if you divide 50 by 3, that's like what? At least 17 hits, right? And that's assuming you don't get crowd controlled. It's like assuming you're standing there and you're just like hitting him non-stop, right? Like 20 hits, dude. And sometimes you do that's on crit. And if you don't crit, you do like 80. right? It's like it's crazy. It's crazy. Like the problem with playing, I think the problem is I'm playing a champion that is very very bad. That's the problem, I think, because he has no ability to deal with tanks, like as a champion, right? He just has no ability to deal with tanks. Man, this guy. You see, another problem I'm kind of like getting upset about is if you look at my win rate one on one, I have like 97% win rate, right? Because I'm playing against those players. In one on one scenario, you cannot cheese your armor build, right? Because it's first blood. You have to know how to control the wave. You have to know how to itemize in the beginning. You have to understand when to trade and how to trade. Whereas in here, in this setup, right? All you do is sit under turret and then buy armor. That's it. That's all you do. Just sit under turret and buy armor. Once you get enough armor, you can just free. In fact, like tanks, some tanks like Shen, right? They are so strong, level one and like early game, they can free farm, right? As Tryndamere, if you approach him, he's gonna smack you a couple of times, right? And he will outtrade you most of the time. So it requires a no skill for you to CS because you're effectively CSing against no one because no one can challenge you, right? Tryndamere cannot 1-1 Shen early level 1 unless unless Shen is like completely brain dead because all he has to do is press his W and your auto attacks do not work, right? So that's all he has to do to win level 1. And by the time his thingy finishes the shield, he's already level 2. Now he has taunt, and when he taunts you, he like reduces your damage, so it becomes obnoxious. It's like it's obnoxious to deal with him. Like the counterplay to this is to pick up Camille and start playing Camille because she just shreds tanks like crazy, 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 crazy damage. The problem is Camille requires. I think Camille is a high skill champion. Camille low skill level. Difficult. You see, she's very difficult to play. Like another champion that can deal with tanks really well is Jax. But the problem with Jax, you have to play him a lot, and you just gotta put in the effort, like a lot of work to make him work, because his laning phase is very bad. And if he messes up, like he's just doomed. Because I see a lot of Jaxes, and they play and they feed a lot because his laning phase is just so dog shit. And also you have to know, you see her damage is like targets maximum health, free shield, true damage, right? A stun, because she's very mobile, right? She can do free trade, do maximum damage, and then just get away, no problem. And she will do meaningful damage, like meaningful damage, right? Because all this shit is not gonna work against her true damage, right? Whereas Tryndamere, for him to do meaningful damage, he has to build this item, the Kraken Slayer, right? And then to hit you at least 3 times, at least. I mean, what tank will just stand there and be like, "Hey, just hit me 3 times"? Whereas with this lady, she can like insta Again, you see, even her ulti does percentage damage. She's very good at dealing with tanks. But the problem with her is too much practice, right? Aurelia is another champion. She can deal with tanks quite well because she does like mixed damage, and she's mobile and she heals really well, and she's tanky herself, right? So they cannot like take Shen and be like, hey, I'm just gonna stack armor or Malphite and just free free win the lane. But you see, like I'm not interested in playing these champions. Like I don't want to play this lady. Do you know what I mean? Like I want to play Tryndamere, a guy with a big sword. Like this is some kind of a librarian lady who is better than my rugged man champion. Oh god. Anyway, I'm back to playing one on one because this is garbage. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of this armor stacking nonsense. Honestly, I'm just tired of it. Maybe Master Yi top. Yeah, but Master Yi has even worse laning phase than Jax. Master Yi top. And you see, like Master Yi is also quite difficult to play because in one-on-one scenario, yeah, he's good, but like in a team fight, you gotta know when to go in, right? And I feel like I put so much work into Tryndamere at this stage, like I don't really want to waste it, you know, because I know all the matchups and stuff like that. It's very simple. Level one, you're kind of strong. If they build armor, you're doomed. That's it. That's his matchups. Okay. Now I'll probably go back to playing one on one. Hmm. I want to try a strategy where I don't care about my team, kind of like my opponent. I just destroy turrets through my ultimate. Because you have to understand one thing about Tryndamere, you cannot kill him for 5 seconds. Like, you're just immune to damage, right? So unless they have somebody who crowd controls you, you can pretty much destroy turrets. And he's very fast because if you take this rune, this one here, this one here, you can destroy turrets very quickly. I was thinking of playing Nasus, just suicidal Nasus, like this strategy of just suiciding and destroying turrets. The problem with Nasus is he's so immobile, and it takes him forever to wave clear. Just forever. But I have to say, Nasus is probably the fastest tank. Well, the fastest champion to take down turrets. He can just like 3 hit turrets, no problem. Hmm. Hmm. The problem with Nasus is mobility, of course. That's a big issue. Well, let me test. Let me test. Because Nasus is good at dealing with tanks as well, and he requires like little to no skill to play at all. Like he's just so OP, honestly. Let me try. Okay, take care.